What's up, everyone?
Hi everyone.
Everyone.
Hello.
Yes.
Hope everyone's been having a great afternoon. Welcome to our live stream. Sorry for the quick delay, but got it all figured out. And yeah, welcome. I'd like to personally welcome you guys to our info session.
What's up, guys? See some of you guys in the chat right now. Hello, we got Eric, we got Sebastian. Oh, we have another Eric with a K. We got Josh. Oh, I was talking to Josh from Cal Poly Pomona. Nice.
Before we begin, I'd like to give a special thanks and shout out to Danny, who's currently in our call right now, actually, and who will also be speaking later in our info session. And I believe Alex from Florida should also be in the chat right now, just moderating and being able to answer any questions that you have about DSC. He's currently joining us all the way from Florida, so that's exciting.
And I'm joining y'all from Austin, Texas. So a big howdy and hello from wherever you are joining us in the world.
And first of all, we'd like to thank you so much for being here right now. We are a new chapter and we're getting things just starting off the ground, and we wouldn't be here without you guys. Just curious, in case you guys haven't said in the chat earlier, where are you guys from? I know there's a couple people who aren't from Mount SAC, but just shout out in the chat. Where are you guys from?
Yeah, we have a couple people from Mount SAC. We have Eric, Sebastian from Mount SAC. We have Edgar who's from Mount SAC, but also goes to Fullerton. And I mentioned before, Josh goes to Cal Poly Pomona. Nice. We got people from different schools in here. Good to have you guys.
Yeah, it's great to see everyone here. I know it's really hot outside right now, but thanks for being here still.
Stay cool, everyone. Stay hydrated.
All right. So to start off, to introduce myself, my name is Erin Tan. I am the president and DSC lead, as well as the founder here for the developer student clubs here at Mount SAC. I'm currently a second-year computer engineering major, and I started the DSC because I wanted to help provide hands-on resources to not only the students at Mount SAC, but also to other local colleges and community colleges here. And it's exciting to see how many people are involved and willing to get excited to learn all these things. And I know how frustrating it could be if you don't have a lot of resources to grow your skills and grow yourself as a developer, which is why I started DSC here. A couple of fun facts about me is that I used to be in professional photography throughout high school and a little bit after. Um, I really like walking my dog in the morning, as you can see on the picture on the right. And on the picture on the left, that's me actually at a table after 24 hours with General Motors at the SHIP National Conference, which was really fun. And I got to learn a lot about that, even if it was really tiring. And below my name, feel free to shoot me a message, say hi, or send anything, any comments that you want to my LinkedIn and connect with me. All right, so first of all, why should you join DSC? And the first thing we should cover is what is a DSC? The developer student clubs are student-run communities supported by Google developers that empower students through technology. How does Google do this? Well, Google helps us have access to Google platforms such as Flutter, TensorFlow, and also gives access to the Google developers community where you could find mentorship and have connect with these people through our workshops and events. Um, just a question for the chat. What's your guys' favorite Google technology? You could say right now.
What's a good
Could
one
be
while they're
even
typing that?
Gmail. All right,
Google
cool.
Assistant.
Google Assistant.
How about a classic? Google Docs. Everything
Yeah,
for schoolwork.
I use Google Docs so much. All right, yeah, cool. So a lot of these communities, apart from DSC, are part of Google developers, and this includes the Women Tech Makers, GDGs, and Google Developer Experts. And we're all here as a community as part of Google Developers to support you in helping to grow your skills and helping you to learn. Another thing is that DSCs, there's so many DSCs locally, from Cal State Long Beach, Fullerton, UC Davis, and UC Berkeley. Um, there's so many DSCs around these universities that it's a great way to make connections in case you're hoping to transfer there and make new friends at those universities as well. Another thing is that many companies use Google platforms, and joining a DSC is also a good way to grow these skills with Google technologies and hopefully use these skills down in your future careers. One thing DSC wants to emphasize is that we hope to, or one of our goals is to link theory with practice. Theory is like what you learn inside your computer programming classes or even business classes. And often we don't really have the opportunity to apply this theory outside of the classroom. And so through practice, which what DSC emphasizes, is that will solve real world situations and problems outside of class in an environment that doesn't feel like a class with this theory that we learn. How are we going to do this? So through projects, we really want to connect with local businesses to get rid of roadblocks that the local community might have through technology. And not only will we do that, but through projects, you'll be able to build job-ready skills for your future careers, as well as develop skills to provide you with avenues to create a greater impact with your projects. So that's really exciting. But first, we have to grow these skills first to make these projects. And through workshops such as Cloud Study Jams and Code Labs, which Kenny will cover later, as well as events and workshops such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, Google Cloud Platform, and even app development, you'll be able to get your hands a little dirty to develop your skills in these areas that you're interested in. And along the way, even build something that might be useful for the local community or useful down the road too. But one thing that we want to emphasize is that sometimes people are afraid of the word developer. And when we think of developer, we think of like this big software engineer who has a big role at a big company. But this really isn't the case. According to a quick Google search, a developer is a person or thing that develops something. And so anyone can be a developer. And we really want to emphasize that DSCs are inclusive and safe spaces for everyone, regardless of skill level, major, or background. But to make this possible, we really want to hear from you. By hearing from you, we'll be able to grow as a community, improve our events and workshops, and help you guys and help teach you guys better things and in a better way. Through feedback forms at the end of events, we'll be able to connect with you guys and answer or respond or even use any of the comments, criticisms, concerns that you have after our events so that we can improve our future events as well as improve and grow as a developer community. We really want you guys to be motivated to come to our event and be excited to learn new things. But you're not alone at the DSC outside. So DSC is a worldwide community. There's about 150 DSCs in North America, including the US and Canada, and about 1,300 DSCs globally. A little bit of history about DSC is that it started out in 2017 in India, grew to Indonesia, and then grew to a global community. The DSC started out to look at each country's problems uniquely, but after a bit of time, they decided that DSCs were good to implement in the local university communities because at universities there's so much impact and knowledge that students have among themselves, and it's a great way to use this knowledge and their skills to build something and impact the local community in such a way with technology. But at Mount SAC, we have a unique core team, and so I'd like to introduce you guys to our core team here joining us today.
All right, cool. Thank you, Aaron. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Pfeiffer, and I'll be one of the tech leads for the upcoming semester. As always, as Aaron mentioned before, same for me. I left my LinkedIn here, so feel free to message me. Feel free to connect with me. I love to get to know all you guys, get to talk to all of you. Well, I joined the DSC so that I can hopefully help you, all of you, along with our community through the projects that we build within the DSC. And for anyone who's curious about like my pictures that I put here, I have me and my friends on this left-hand side over here after my youngest friend just graduated from high school. And we have me and my first ever group in the middle over here at my first ever hackathon at UCLA. It's really cool, really fun. If you guys have never attended a hackathon or don't know what they are, definitely recommend you guys check them out. They're really fun, really useful for building new skills. And then on the right side over here is when we hosted our own hackathon at Mount SAC through the Computer Science Club. Really enjoyable, really cool, getting to see everybody learn something new. So yeah, and with that, I'll pass it on to our other tech lead, Giovanni.
Hey everyone, my name is Giovanni Cepeda. I'm a third-year student studying electrical engineering. I'll be serving as tech lead. This means I make educational content for you, such as presentations, workshops, and live streams. And the reason why I joined DSC was because I want to help you find solutions to your community problems. And additionally, I want to learn more myself about leadership and about software development. And so if you see my slides, my favorite music is rock, specifically pop rock and alternative rock. My favorite band is Fall Out Boy, closely followed by Paramore and 21 Pilots. Next to that, you'll see a picture of my team. I'm heavily interested in robotics and competition. I'm near the center holding a little trophy. And if you look a little bit to the right, you'll see our other tech lead, Michael Pfeiffer, is also in my team. And right next to that, you'll see a picture of my first ever BattleBots. I printed it with PLA, and it weighed about 130 grams. And I learned a lot through these experiences. I learned a lot about programming, about planning, electronics, and also I have my LinkedIn under my name, so feel free to connect with me. And so yeah, that was a little bit about myself. I look forward to seeing you guys again in the future. And now I'll pass it on to Jasmine.
Thank you, Giovanni. Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Wong, and I am the operations lead. This means I help coordinate events and handle social media. I also have my LinkedIn up there if you guys want to connect with me. And some background information about me is that I'm an accounting major. It's my second year in Mount SAC, and I actually have zero experience with developer technologies. So those of you who are non-tech majors, I will be learning alongside you as well. Some fun facts about me is that I enjoy K-pop. So a picture up there is of me at the Stray Kids District 9 tour this past February. I also really enjoy cooking, so the picture in the center is of some Korean fried chicken that I made, and to the right of that is some crispy pork belly. And I really believe that DSC will teach practical knowledge that is useful in all fields. So I want to put my full efforts into making sure that we all grow and succeed as a community. Now I will pass it off to Erin, who will inform you about what it takes to be, if you want to apply to be an officer.
Thanks, Jasmine. So we are actually currently recruiting officers for our team, but one thing that you only have to be qualified for is that you do have to be a Mount SAC student. If you want to help out with the club and connect with the community further, yeah, make sure to sign up for our officer positions with the QR code and the link in the slide. And if you have any questions, you could always ask them either to me, through our Discord, even through the chat right now if you have any questions at the end. And so I'll pass it off to Michael.
All right, cool. Thanks, Aaron. So benefits of being a member. There are a lot of benefits that come to being a member with the DSC. However, I'm going to focus more on the technical aspect of things. So for our first benefit is that we want all of you to discover the excitement of the tech world. I know it can seem a bit intimidating at first, especially for those of you who have never dived into the tech world and have no idea what it's about. But trust me, there are infinitely many possibilities that you can do with tech, have it be with any projects that you build or just using it in your everyday life. But alongside with this, we really want to focus on practice over theory. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard it all throughout your life where it's like practice makes perfect, but it really does. The best way to refine a skill is to practice it, even if it's just a little bit every day. So hopefully through the DSC, we can practice these skills, and just like a muscle, we can have them grow over time. This does relate to a good quote that I like to follow from Alex Spanos, and this is: the best way to learn is by doing. And it's because you're not going to know what you don't know unless you apply your skills. So hopefully by applying your skills through the DSC, you can know what you don't know or figure out what you need to work on and develop your skills even further. And now moving on from that, we also want to introduce all of you to new technologies. Now, I know this does relate a little bit earlier what I was talking about, but this kind of correlates to maybe if you have been developed or if you have discovered like the tech world and some things alongside of it. But of course, with the world of tech, there are many, many technologies that you can be introduced to, such as on the next slide over here, there are project management tools such as Git and GitHub, as well as application development tools such as web development, which develops apps on computers, or mobile development for developing apps on phones. But there are much, much more, and we can talk about certain workshops for these that we'll have later on. And with that, I will pass it on to Jasmine, talking about other benefits for members.
Thank you, Michael. So, how we benefit all majors. If you join this, when in our club, you will get to develop soft skills such as communication, project management, organization. You will learn relevant technology through our workshops, just like what Michael described earlier. You will advance your network, and you will practice your expertise in our projects. So, what does that mean? That means that if you have an expertise like coding, or even marketing or graphic design, you can integrate that with the projects that we have in order to put that into practice and make our projects a little more fun and customized to you. Another benefit that we have is that you get to build your portfolio. So with the projects that we do in this club, you can put that into your like LinkedIn or your resume, and that can help open up opportunities for you. And don't worry if you don't have a LinkedIn, we will actually help you set that up in a future workshop that we'll be having. So look out for that. And with that, I will now pass it off to Giovanni.
Hey again, guys. I'll now explain to you the requirements of joining DSC here at Mount SAC. So for our club, there will be no fees or prerequisites required to join. And the reason we do this is because we want everyone to take part in this opportunity to learn something new. We will have two types of events. Currently, we'll mostly have online events, which will stream via our YouTube channel. And for these events, anyone around the world can join. It can be of any age. Anyone can participate in these. If we have in-person events, however, you must be at least 18 years or older, and we ask that you must be a Mount SAC student in order to participate in those. And as far as actually joining, my assumption is some of you have already joined our club if you're watching. If not, don't worry. I've provided 2 QR codes for you to do. You don't do this now, but at your own leisure. The one on the left will take you to our Google Form sign-up. And it's something that you must do because it helps us learn about you, such as your time availability, how we can contact you, and any ideas that you have for our future workshops. And the one on the right will take you to our DSC chapter website. As we mentioned, we're one of hundreds of DSCs around the world, and it is through here that you can reserve through our events, see upcoming events, and check out other DSCs. And so if you scan that QR code on the right, it will take you to a website that looks like this. On the top, you'll see our social media links, and where the red arrow is, you'll see a Join Now button. If you're like me, if you've already joined, it'll just show the date of which you joined. And so below that, where the blue arrow is, you'll see all of our upcoming events. And it is through here that you can reserve for info session or a Git or GitHub session or all other sessions that we may have. And lower in the site, you'll see a list of organizers. Currently, it's just us. But if you become an officer, you'll see yourself here too. And lastly, where the yellow arrow is, you'll see any photos that we post, flyers, or even photos that we take during our workshops. And so, yeah, now I'll pass it on to our tech lead, Michael.
All right, cool. Thanks, Giovanni. So now on the topic of what kind of events we'll be hosting, we'll host a variety of events. However, for now, I'm just going to focus on the ones that are set, which are mainly going to be our workshops. So we're going to host 2 types of workshops, and it's going to be our technical workshops and our professional workshops. Now, delving a little bit into the technical workshops, is that we want to use these workshops to not only introduce you to the world of tech, but also increase your knowledge of it if you've already been introduced to it. And through this, we hope to focus not only on the software aspect of things, but also some hardware as well. Now, for our other type of workshops, we're going to have our professional workshops. Now, for these workshops, we're going to hope to develop and build your portfolios so that we're able to prepare all of you for your future careers. So now you have all these skills that we can hopefully present to you through our workshops. along with our showcasing of diverse speakers such as Danny joining us today, as well as our inclusivity towards all majors. And that's what we hope to provide all of you as DSC at Mount SAC. So with that, I'll pass it on to Jasmine to talk about our first two events.
So for our first two events, our first event is actually the Git and GitHub workshop that'll take place Saturday, September 12th at 1 p.m. It'll be an online live stream just like the one you are watching right now through YouTube. And if you're watching a recording, this was live streamed. So what is Git and GitHub? GitHub is the website you use for sharing your code, and Git is the version control system that keeps track of your data and changes like through the website. And what this does, it helps streamline our projects in our club, and you could also use this for personal projects or classroom projects. So join us to learn more about this platform in depth. Our second workshop is the Web Development Workshop, and that'll take place Saturday, September 26th at 1 p.m., and it'll also be a live stream. And I highly encourage all of you guys to join this workshop because this learning web development as a skill will be really helpful if you have your own business in the future that you might need a website, or it could even like open up freelancing opportunities to gain experience, earn some money on the side. And we also may be having a guest speaker, so keep an eye out for that. The RSVP to this workshop as well as the GitHub workshop will be out soon, so stay posted with our social media pages. And with that, I will now move it on to Erin.
Thanks, Jasmine. Just to take a breather, I'd like to ask, what are you guys looking forward to in the club? Like, or even what's a fun fact about you? You could either answer both of them, just to get to know you guys.
Ooh, well, I'm looking while people are typing that in the chat. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in here. So hopefully we can all work on a project together. We can have some fun, develop our skills, as well as network with everybody in our club. We have Josh in the chat says he's hoping on the web dev workshops. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited for that one too. Also, Eric, yeah, web dev workshop. Yeah, people are excited for the web dev workshop. And we have Kai developing new skills and meeting new people. Of course, same as me. Yeah. I like that one. And yeah, Eric, the friendships you make along the way. That's a good way to end that there. Nice.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited to build with all of you guys and even, network with you guys. Even if this is all going to be virtual, I look forward to making new friends and meeting all of you guys, albeit virtually. But with that, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker. His name is Daniel Fiorillo, or Danny for short. And he's actually the community manager for all the DSCs in North America. And currently he's joining us from Google at Austin, Texas today in our call.
Well, howdy from Austin, y'all. I don't want to disappoint, but I'm actually joining you from my home, not the Google office, but I will show some of my awesome plants that I have here. So one of the things that I did when quarantine first started was I got a little sad that I couldn't go out into nature because nature is a big part of like what makes me happy and reset when it comes to anxieties and things in the world. So didn't really like the fact that I wasn't going to be able to go out there. So I decided to grab my favorite 300 plants and bring them inside. So if you ever want to have like a friendly chat about plants, reach on out. Probably have quite a bit of knowledge to drop on you, as well as to maybe share some awesome plant tips with you, and maybe help you connect with nature a little bit more there. One of the things I am going to do here is I'm going to drop my LinkedIn in the YouTube chat for y'all. Feel free to connect with me. Feel free to reach out to me if there's any questions or concerns you have about the DSC Club. One of the things I value about this community, and really why I'm most excited to be y'all's community manager, is the ability to give back to communities, right? I would not be where I am if it was not for mentorship, being provided resources, and really, partnering with me in some of my younger stages of my career. I view that as my job to in turn pass along these skills to y'all. So in my short career, I have built partnerships with other companies. I've run events, I've done trade shows, done live streams just like what y'all are doing. I've done the developer advocate part too, teaching people some technologies. So across the board, I am here to elevate anything y'all want to do to new heights. So do not hesitate to reach out to me if there's any sort of questions or requests for me to come and help. I am here for all of y'all, not just, Aaron, not just the core team. This is one big community, right? And being part of a community means supporting one another along the way. And I will be here to do that for y'all. Without further ado, I'll jump into what I believe is the coolest part of DSC, which is the solution challenge. So the solution challenge in a nutshell is identifying a problem in your local community and then solving that problem using one or more Google technology or service. So one of the things I do want to just take a moment and kind of jump back to is previously in this info session in these slides, what you were shown is different skills, whether they be professional skills or technical skills, which we are going to teach you throughout this year. So the goal here is by providing a challenge, pushing you to actively participate in a full developer cycle, y'all will have the opportunity to not just only build out a solution, but to really take it from a base level theory to practical application and have a great resume bullet point added to your LinkedIn as well as your resume. So let's go ahead and kind of continue on here and we will jump into how to participate. So right now, participation is on y'all's end at this point in time, right? So the solution challenge for last year just finished at the end of last month. What that means is we are now in a transitionary phase. In January of 2021, we will open up for registrations. At that point, this is where we, Google developers, will actually host a series of online events to help y'all through this solution challenge, getting connected with mentors and experts from our other communities. As Aaron mentioned, Google developer groups, Google developer experts, women tech makers, and perhaps beyond, right? We will get you connected to these mentors. From there, after you register, um, that's when you can get started on your project. And one of the things I will notate here is you don't have to necessarily wait for that moment, right? If registration is already is just a couple months away. If you have an idea and you maybe want to start thinking through it, taking some small steps here and there, that is a-okay. One of the things to notate though is we do have a restriction on the total number of members that can be on a team. So only 4 of y'all can work on one project together. You can team up with other DSCs, right? So don't feel like you have to work on this alone. Reach out. It is a community where we all support one another. Um, I would also recommend that when you are attaching yourself to a particular project, make sure it is one that you are excited about because that is going to help you push through these hurdles that you may encounter when it comes to learning new technologies or implementing them, right? If you're really passionate about something, right, like maybe like me, you're trying to build out some sort of mentorship app where students can be connected virtually, it would help you push through maybe the hurdles of learning Flutter for the first time and actually building out an application. So just wanted to take a quick moment and notate that. Finally, after you build it and you go through the full developer cycle, um, you're going to submit, right? So what happens here is you'll be asked to share all of your code. We want you to share it so that way we can see who specifically worked on what, and we can provide some sort of valuable feedback to you if you do want to continue to reiterate and work on this project post submission. The other thing to notate here is you are required to submit a 2-minute YouTube video showcasing how this project would work. Ideally, we want it to be a full-fledged project, not just an idea, something which exists just on a slide deck. If it can be launched, that is definitely a big plus one to your opportunities to win. The other thing to notate here is you have to use one Google product or service at a minimum to participate in this solution challenge, right? Uh, I think all of us here probably know there's tons of different products and services from Google's end. So I think finding at least one you can utilize would be pretty easy. I would challenge y'all to try to use all Google products. That way you can make the most of all of the resources that can be provided to you here in this club. And you can really see how they all work together in a real-time project. The final thing here to notate is a showcase opportunity. This is where we'll give you all the opportunity to talk about the projects you built, be on a panel discussion where your fellow peers can also ask you some questions, and we can give you some kind words about all of the amazing projects that we have seen submitted. So with that, one of the things that I would like to move on to here is plugging last year's Solution Challenge winners. If you didn't have the time to join us on our Solution Challenge demo day, highly recommend going to this link. This is our Google Developers blog post. It has a detailed description of all 10 global winners from the Solution Challenge. Underneath the descriptions of these particular projects is also a demo video that was featured in the Solutions Challenge demo day. Please take a moment, check out these videos, check out how they're structuring these specific demo videos as well. It's going to help y'all get a better understanding of what caliber of projects we are looking for as winning solutions. Now, one of the things I do want to quickly notate here is don't feel discouraged if you look at these projects and go, whoa, how could I do that? That's not the part you should focus on yet. What you should focus on is, man, what technology do I need to teach myself or provide the opportunity to learn here that I can improve and have the opportunity to put out a complete project like this? That should be the way you view this. Don't view this as, wow, I should have had all this knowledge before. Don't go there. We will build up that knowledge for you. And that's why it's important for you to sign up for our event pages, join our social media, because we want to help y'all throughout this year. And we are committed to helping you. So we'll go ahead and move on to just the Solution Challenge terms and conditions. I do like to talk about this, but as with all terms and conditions, and I'll say this slowly, you should technically read them before you click to agree. I know we don't always do that, but please take a moment, read terms and conditions, or at least do like a control F and search for keywords. You'd be surprised some of the things you sign off on that you may not be okay with. But in these terms and conditions, there is nothing like that, right? In these terms and conditions, effectively what we are going to outline is how we would utilize the project you submit to us. A couple things I want to call out here. Number one, intellectual property. Google is not going to own this project by y'all submitting to the Solution Challenge. The intellectual property will be retained to these students who built this project. One important note here is if your college has what's commonly referred to as a Facebook clause, they may have a claim to whatever you built. If it's built off of university resources. Maybe just double check your specific school if there's anything like that. But from Google's end, we are not looking to take ownership. We're not looking to do anything like that. In the terms and conditions, actually what we outlined specifically is we just want the opportunity to highlight your awesomeness, build out promotional videos showcasing your demo, showcasing your project to the Solution Challenge demo day, right? The other thing that may happen is we feature you in some marketing material for the following year's Solution Challenge. If for whatever reason, though, you were uncomfortable with that as a selected winner, you just have to let us know and we can work out a different way to kind of still feature you, but make sure your reservations are heard and considered. So with that, like I really would encourage y'all take a moment, go to the website, check it out. If you have specific questions, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I would be happy to address them. But yeah, that's pretty much it about Solution Challenge. In a nutshell, again, identify a problem in your local community. Encourage you to please try to work with a nonprofit, student organization, other business. as we are going to give you the resources to build out a real world solution using our credits, if you will, right? So this is an opportunity to have a low risk barrier to have a consulting approach in the real world and take action today, right? As we saw earlier in the deck, being a developer is just someone who develops something, right? I believe here, all of us can begin to take those steps to develop something, regardless of what you already have knowledge of. We will take your knowledge from 0 to 150, and we're going to have a great year building out fantastic projects and solutions for your community. But yeah, with that, I think we're ready to do some Q&A. I'm sure some of y'all have some questions about things that were said, so feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll go from there.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, I guess while we wait for everybody to type in the chat, I will ask you one quick question, Danny. I know officers and I were a little confused when we read this before, but when you mentioned that four people need to be in a group out of us, does that just relate to anybody in the DSC? Like, say, let's just say, like, looking at only the DSC at Mount SAC. So there can be multiple teams of 4 people that are at the DSC at Mount SAC, but they just can only be up to 4 people, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So very good question. And let me elaborate on this a little bit just to make sure that it's perfectly clear. There is no limit to projects submitted per university or per DSC chapter. If y'all want to submit 100 projects, awesome, right? But what we cap is the total number of students who can work on that project and be part of the submission piece. So that is 4. But obviously, if there's more than one project y'all want to work on, please, I encourage you to do that. We want everyone to have an opportunity to work on these projects. So I think what would be good is, if you have an idea, just make sure to share it with the group. And maybe what we could do is facilitate a solution challenge idea-a-thon, right? Where we just kind of all come together for maybe an hour or 2, drop all of these ideas in a document, because Google Docs is great for real-time collaboration, and then we can go from there.
Cool, that's good. Just not seeing not too many questions in chat, or there's no questions in chat yet. So I guess I'll ask another one if maybe people are thinking about questions to ask. Say if I know there's somebody in the chat right now that's from Cal Poly Pomona, I'm not aware. I don't think they have a developer student club over there. So if they're an active part of Mount SAC's developer student club, would they be able to participate in the solution challenge?
That's a great question. So right now, and I will answer it with what is available right now, and then I will kind of go into what may potentially change. So currently, they have to be from a school which has a developer student club chapter to be able to submit to the solution challenge. We are looking at if that's something we will modify in this new virtual world that we find ourselves in, but it has not been decided one way or another. So what I would say for now is we'll just continue with the fact that they must be from your university to participate in the DSC Solution Challenge. If that does change, though, we will obviously make sure to share that with each and every chapter so they can disseminate it down to all of their members, whether they are from your university or not.
All right, cool. Thank you.
I did see a question come through with Eric. So Eric, the DSC Solution Challenge, technically registration will open in January of 2021. From there, once registration begins, there'll be approximately 4 months before the submission is due. So we typically have submissions due at the end of April, and that is where all of those requirements that I mentioned, like the YouTube video, your repository of code, all of that good stuff is necessary for submission. If you do not submit by that final date, you just will not be considered for prizes, as well as potentially getting featured in some of these marketing materials. The other thing I will say here is, Josh, it looks like you got a little sad you couldn't participate in Solution Challenge. Don't be sad. Reach out to us, and who knows, maybe there's a way for us to connect you to a chapter which is closer, and or a way for me to get you an exception to still participate in the Solution Challenge, right? We want to make this a fun opportunity for all. just because your chapter didn't necessarily have that opportunity doesn't mean we can't try to find a way for you to participate. So don't be sad. Be encouraged that we can potentially have a way for you to participate.
Let's see. There's another question in the chat where it's like, are students permitted to acquire resources outside of student capabilities? They such as software engineers or software engineers consulting. So, I guess such as correct me if I'm wrong, the service, but I believe he's asking, are we able to ask help from like other maybe more experienced individuals about where to take the project or what to do on a project?
Absolutely. So one of the things that is, in my opinion, one of the ultimate benefits of the DSC is that you are part of an existing community of Google developers from different areas of the US and the world, right? So Google developer groups are very similar to DSCs. They're just working professionals who also are learning new skills. We also then have the Google developer experts who are certified experts in a particular Google technology. The reason I'm bringing this up for you here is because we can bring them into y'all's community to either do tech talks, to do like specific technology walkthroughs like Firebase or Flutter or Android. We can absolutely do that. Just because I'm your community manager doesn't mean I'm the only one you will ever meet or see from Google. In fact, I actually want to continue to have new faces come into y'all's community, whether it's Googlers, whether it's other DSC leads, because I truly believe you learn better when you experience different perspectives and different ways of this knowledge being passed along to you. We all have different skills and strengths. And I think for me, what I can do at the very least is provide y'all the opportunity to network with these different individuals and hopefully gain some of their amazing knowledge as I have been fortunate enough to gain as well.
Cool. I think this may be the last question, unless other questions come in. But Sebastian Lim asks, when we have an idea, do we just share it in our Discord and ask if other DSCs are interested, or are we going to have a certain section to submit certain ideas for the solution challenge? I'm not too sure. Dan, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Like if the way we organize it is specific to each DSC, or if we are going to have something.
So I will say this, y'all are absolutely allowed to structure the solution challenge on your DSC level however you would like. So what I'll do here is I'll kind of talk about what I saw work very successfully last year. And then obviously from there, y'all can either follow it to a T or modify it and do it kind of your own way. Um, so last year, what we noticed, when the virtualization of life happened, students made the switch to having weekly meetings to bring up these different ideas and to do essentially what's called like a stand-up call or an agile meeting, where students can understand the tasks that are responsible to be complete each week for their projects. Before you get there, you'll need to actually go through identifying problems and breaking up into teams. And I think what would help that, and what I saw work very effectively last year, is having multiple windows of time to meet where students come together, share ideas, and it's very much what I said earlier. It's just an idea-a-thon. Document is open, everyone is dumping in their ideas, nothing is getting deleted. We do this 2-3 times, let students come back, add some descriptions. And then from there, what you could do is have students vote on the projects they would like to support. Once you break into those teams, that's where you can begin identifying the specific technology that you need to learn to take the first steps and actually work on the project. So I see it as kind of like a 3-step approach, right? Like idea fair, identify your team, events to help you get started. That would be how I would structure it personally. But obviously, if there's a different way y'all think would help your specific community, totally open to it. Um, I mean, Discord is a great way to just sort of have like a channel where you can share ideas. and that might be an easier way to kind of get started as students get more familiar with their new virtual schedules, and kind of adjust to this new school year.
Yeah, to add on to that, if you have any ideas, do let us know. Probably in the Discord technology channel, or I can make an idea board channel, and you can just post your ideas there, and you can expand on that. Um, to ask to answer your question about asking if other DSCs are interested to join, that's definitely something we can do. My job as a lead is to be here to support you guys, and so I can try making those connections to other DSCs to see if they're interested in joining in on the idea or helping you build upon that idea. And yeah, that could be certainly what we could do as an event as well. Like an event that we could do in the future is like an ideas exchange between different majors or different, everyone of different people just join on a Google Meets call and pitch your idea kind of thing. Um, but yeah, if you do have an idea, definitely let us know. Either in Discord, I will make that ideas channel. Just wait a moment, and yeah, let us know if you need anything else too.
So I didn't see any more questions come through. So before we move to kind of like finishing this up, I would love to just take a quick moment and show y'all the Quick Labs platform. I think what will really help here is for me to give you just like a quick breakdown of what this platform looks like and how to get there yourselves. The reason I think it's very important to take this moment and do this is Quick Labs is going to be what allows you to learn some of these new skills, and it is one of the platforms we can unlock for y'all. So, can y'all see my screen? Correct?
Yep.
Cool. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go back to quicklabs.com so you can see what the original page looks like here. So, this is the landing page. Obviously, it says Welcome Daniel because I'm signed in. If you're signed in, if you already have an account, it'll pull your name from there. One of the things I want to show you here is there's some featured learnings as well as they call it the what's hot, but that's just based upon how many people are actively participating in hands-on labs, trying to push you to things that are like actively being utilized in the world right now. What I'm going to do now, though, is show you the specific catalog of Google Cloud Platform trainings, as well as the quests that you could potentially have access to. So, uh, before I jump into what a hands-on lab is versus a quest, I want to show you just overall how many different opportunities y'all have to learn with this platform. 560 results, y'all, between introductory, fundamental, advanced, and expert. So, regardless of where you are, we have something for you. Okay. Just want to take a moment and plug that. The other thing here is a hands on lab is a specific, one specific lab, which you press the start button on, you get taught a specific technology, and at the end of it, you finish it, and that's it. Quests are actually a series of labs specifically organized to test your knowledge of a particular subject. So for me, what I'm going to do is filter down to these quests because I think what this is what y'all should focus in on to try to identify new technology you want your core team to teach you. So when we go to quests, you can see there's 86 different quests. Yes, that's a significant drop off of the 560 labs. But remember, each one of these quests is going to have a minimum of 4 labs together. So it really is more designed to teach you an overall skill versus just a one-off thing. So what I'm going to do here is show you the GCP essentials, just so you can kind of understand a little bit more about the benefits here. So GCP Essentials is going to be an introductory level quest. It's going to allow you to have this cool GCP Essentials badge that you can take from your profile, add it to your LinkedIn or resume. And what I'm going to do now is talk about this part up top. So uh, way back when in this info session, no fees to join, no entries to barrier, if you will. And this is one of the main reasons that I want to show this to y'all is we're actually going to pay for y'all to get access to this specific platform to where you don't have to pay for these 8 credits. Just so y'all are aware, typically a credit runs between $1 to $2, depending on how many credits you purchase at one time. So the biggest benefit for joining any study jam that your DSC hosts is you're going to get access to this for free. The second thing that's amazing about this opportunity is when you complete all of these quests, right? So there'll be 4. As you notice, this is more to just get started so you understand how Quick Labs works. And then there is an or here. So you don't have to complete both of those labs, just one to complete this quest. So 4 total. Once you complete these 4 labs, we're actually going to unlock Quick Labs for you for an additional 30 days. So what that means is if you want to keep learning and you want to keep going through quests or different labs on your own time, you can get up to a $60 value of credits through that 30 days, right? Possibly even more, depending on how quickly you're able to learn and go through these new quests. So after all of that information, what I'd really like to encourage y'all to do, go to quicklabs.com. Number one, if you haven't set up a profile, just go ahead and set it up. It's going to save you some time in the future. From there, take the time to look at these different quests, look at the different technology we can teach you, and then share with us what you're looking to learn, right? We want to build out an event series, which is going to make y'all excited and make y'all want to share this community with your friends and colleagues, whether it be at this school or, a nearby community college or university, right? So help us help you, as well as the fellow students that we could potentially reach in this community. But with that, that's all I had on Quick Labs. So thank you.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to add to that is that definitely look out for cloud study jams in the future. We will definitely be having these events virtually throughout the semester, probably maybe after a web dev workshop or a little bit after that. But yeah, it's a great way to learn to develop skills together and help learn together in the community. With that, if you had any questions that went unanswered, or if you have any other burning questions, feel free to reach out to us on social media. We have our links posted in the slide here, and especially join our Discord server. Discord is our main form of communication among the club, and that in Discord you could reach out to us directly, and we'll probably respond to you like almost immediately. Um, and yeah, make sure to join Discord and also connect with us through those links. And with that, with every event, as I said, we have a feedback form at the end of the events. So if you could take a moment to help us fill out this feedback form about the info session, please do so, since this is our main form of how we're going to look to improve our future events, as well as main form of communication through to you as well. Yeah, and if you have any questions, concerns, comments, make sure to fill out the feedback form and reach out to us. And with that, thank you so much for attending our info session. And we hope that, we could have a great year together and, connect, network, learn something, at least something new together within DSC. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Glad to have
Thank
you here.
you.
Thanks for letting me join y'all. Looking forward to this year.
Of course.
Oh,
Thank you.
by
Thank
the
you.
way, we have included our links in the description for this live stream. So if you don't want to rewind the video, you can look in the video description for those links. And this
And
will
like
be
always,
recorded and
well,
posted later.
and like always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our
Like and
channel and hit that
subscribe.
notification bell.
Get updated on future live streams. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Glad to
y'all.
have you here.